Hi, so today I'm up at the Tui mine, which is Tui like the bird, T-U-I, rather than anything else you might think of. It's at Mount Tiaraha, and it was a base metal mine. They were looking for like copper and zinc and galena. There was gold and silver, although not a lot, and this was they stopped mining here in 1973, so 50 years, as incredible as that may seem, ago. They stopped mining and left a huge mess up here, which they've then spent over $20 million on rehabilitating the area. There's a tailings dump up there that potentially could have run down into Tiaraha itself. We'll go and have a look at that a bit later. There's also some mine openings up there that I'd like to have a look at. Quite interesting rocks. There was a vein of quartz that went all the way from Buck Rock, which is south of here, a few kilometres south of Tiaraha Township itself, and it runs all the way over to here. So that's what they were mining. And that's what we're going to go and have a look at today. We're just in the car park here. There's a few other cars here, but unlikely that they've gone actually to the mine itself. They'll be off on a waterfall track that's a bit further over. And yeah, I'm just wondering how many clothes I need to wear. It's actually a nice day for a change, but I've got like 4 thermal layers and 2 hoodies on, and then I was thinking about wearing a jacket as well. But I might rethink that and get on our way, and perhaps the next time I put anything on video will be up at the tailings dump. So what we have here is where I believe processing was done. You can see the road going up here that I'm walking up. And then, I'm sorry, but there's some lens flare there because of the sun. Actual sun and blue sky for a change. Haven't seen it for ages. Anyway, so we're on some sort of platform. Not really sure on what purpose it held, but the fence here, I would say, is just to stop people from walking in here. And we have all these foundations and things. Now, I reckon that the ore somehow was crushed at the top up here, somewhere, just behind here. And then it went down probably into cyanide, perhaps down here, and leached out in a continuing process, and somehow went down these terraces. I don't know whether through pipes or it was a gravity-fed situation going on. Yeah, not sure how it worked out, so there's a bit of graffiti there. We'll move further up here. Yeah, couldn't have picked a nicer day than this. Literally. We haven't had blue sky for months. Well, it seems that way at least. So up here we've got a big sinkhole thing, which I thought to start with was something to do with the rehabilitation of the area, but I've seen some old photos and this is an original part of what was going on. So I guess things were falling down there. Try not to drop my phone down there. Yeah, I'm trying to do all this videoing on a phone. I do actually have a camera, but I'm between computers at the moment before we can get the camera up and going. But so far this is working out okay. And we're looking back down there. Where are we looking towards? Manga Totari, so vaguely in the Te Awamutu, right across the other side of the hills over the far end there. And we're just above Tiaraha Township. And I turn around here, we have some more foundations. Again, not sure which part of the process they're from. It's very sturdy construction. Now there's a track somewhere. I probably have to go right around here and back onto the road and up a bit further, and we'll see what else is further up the road. But anyway, as I say, this was the processing area, and you can imagine that all these shorter trees, they would have just cut everything down when they were up here. So this is regeneration over the last 50 years, and some of it is regeneration from very recent, in the last few years. I'm on the old mine road right now, and obviously it's changed from sealed to an unsealed road, and what I'm looking at here is the rocks are changing, and we're getting a lot more of this quartz. You can see this here, brecciated quartz. Now, it's always a good idea on these sort of roads to actually look at what the road is made of, because a lot of time the ore is going to fall off whatever sort of truck it is that they might have been using to bring it down, and it just, some of it bounces off and you never know what might be down there. But anyway, there's nothing that I can see here worth taking home, but it's just interesting that in between the normal metal that you might find on every average road, there are these bits of quartz that look like, you know, there might be cavities that other things are likely to be in. And hopefully further up things will get even more interesting. I'll show you if I find anything actually worth picking up, and if it's worth picking up I might take it home. But yeah, carry on up the road here. And this is what it looks like. Pretty rough. We're coming into the area where the main mining activity would have happened. There's a sign on the left here telling you not to go in old mine tunnels unless marked for public access. Now, none of them are marked for public access. So you can probably hear there's a stream and the road going up here into what is quite a big scar in the bush. And this is probably why mining's not allowed anymore in places like these. But without them leaving all this mess, there'd be nothing for me to go and look at. So, and some of the rocks you just can't access unless someone's dynamited into there in the first place. So, I'm not sure what the significance of all the blocks on the side here is. Maybe just to stop trucks falling off the edge. But it comes to an end here. Now, I have been wondering if in previous times this continued on over to the other side of the stream here somewhere, somehow. Maybe, maybe not. But there is a concrete pier over there, which I want to go and investigate and see if that tells me anything. Also seems like a structure up above there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that. Not easily anyway, but I want to have a look around this area. Yeah. Down here we have a waste rock dump, but there's also a huge metal pipe down there. It's probably perhaps part of a roasting mill, or even part of a ball mill. Hard to say without someone working here telling me what was going on. But I'll have a look down here and see if there's anything interesting, perhaps more up towards that stream there. And there's a road further up that we'll go and look at, and I know there's at least one mine entrance up there, but there must be more. So I'm not sure which part of this mine is actually the Tui mine, or whether all the little mine tunnels, adits, were included in the Tui mine. But up here I think was called the Champion Lode, although that may be actually the tunnel that's a bit further up the hill that we'll go and look at in a little while. But to start with, I'll get down into the stream and I want to see what kind of rocks we've got here. I found what I think is part of the ore that they were bringing out of the mountain here. Now it's a little hard to see because the rock is so covered with this red lichen, but when I look really close I can see that right in there are quartz crystals, and they've been covered over by this lichen here. Now it's in this brecciated quartz. Now what I mean by brecciated quartz is, I think it's like a basalt or a schist, and it's had cracks in it, and a geothermal fluid has come up, and that's got the quartz in it, which is very light. So the quartz will be at the top, and then underneath that we get the base metals, copper, zinc, lead, or galena, silver and gold. And they're in the lower parts of the quartz. But I want to brush this rock off and probably get my hammer out and see what's in here, because I'm pretty sure this is the kind of rock that they were taking out of the mountain. Now admittedly this has been thrown on a rock dump, but it's right up near the mine. So I'll have a bit of a smash at it and see if I can come up with some intriguing crystals.